Hey everybody, it's Anthony from Happy with Par down in the basement of my house, aka the Happy with Par headquarters. Took a little break through the holidays and everything, but we are back with another quick little interview. Eric Oakley on the line. Eric, how you doing this evening?
What's good, man? I'm doing great. Just got done with a workout and feeling good. Had a
Cool.
great day. Yeah, even though it's been taxing, but good.
Right on. Something I always used to say is not a bad day, because like it doesn't necessarily have to be a great day. But if it
hmm
ain't a bad day, that's good.
Yeah, there was some pretty stupid things that happened today with termites at our old house, and that we're having to figure out and things like that. And then home insurance. It's like being an adult kind of sucks sometimes. So that those all sucked, but at the same time, like I got a bunch of videos done. I was throwing the disc good today. I got to putt. I got to chat with my friends. I could spend time with Tina. Like it, like there was a lot of really good things. My workout, and my run were sick, so like I felt
Yeah.
really good afterwards. So I don't know. Like I guess that's a level of why it felt great. But I like almost forgot about the stupid things that already happened too.
Yeah. Sometimes facing the stupid stuff too, like the everyday obstacles, it does suck and it's stressful, but like when it's done, you're like, all right,
All right,
we're
we're done.
taking care of business.
We did it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
progress is good.
Cool. All right, man. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start it out with this, not really rapid fire, but I just got three non-disc golf related questions, kind of get
Let's hear
behind
it.
the scenes of Eric Oakley. And then I
Love
just
it.
want to talk about you've had some pretty cool stuff happening this off season. The season
hmm
start is only like a month away. So all
Yeah, yeah.
right. Well, first things first, I guess. Let me ask you about leading up to this next season. What are some sort of things that you've been doing to prep yourself, non-disc golf related, but
hmm
just to kind of prep yourself for getting back on the road and getting back into that routine?
Uh, First and foremost, bought a van, the Nissan high top vans, that I'm
Okay.
going to be putting some storage in to increase volume of sales. So the plan is to vend a lot more on the road. So that'll be a great opportunity, not only for us to move product, but for the fans to interact with us. And I think that's one thing that we want to be. We want to be the people that I'm kind of close with. We really want to give back to the fans as much as possible, because that's the one thing that in disc golf has always reigned true, is that we are just as much fan sponsored as we are sponsored by our sponsors, because of how much they're the ones buying our discs, they're the ones keeping these companies alive, and that's pretty sweet. On top of that, I am hitting the workout and running routine harder than I have in the past, where the only 2 days that I've missed as of recent were the 2 days for the 24-hour stream that I just did for Feeding
Mhm.
America. Raised over, it was like $5,500, maybe $5,600 for that, which was insane. Which was really cool. Had great people turn up for that. But that's something that I've been focusing on, is getting my health right. I thought I was in a good place, but then I went to the doctor and saw how much I weighed, and I was like, that's gonna cause problems. So I'm uh, hitting intermittent fasting super hard. I'm increasing my workload of doing exercises every single day. My runs I'm pushing harder, and I'm not saying it's like, well, I played disc golf today, so I'll go on a shorter run. It's like, no, I wouldn't play disc golf today. Go on a 15 to 20-minute run. Like, it's still going to be good, and do the workouts.
Yeah.
So I've been working with Seth Muncie at Disc Golf Strong. He's got a program that is awesome, but I've been kind of tailoring it to my liking, which is, I think, the best part of about the whole Disc Golf Strong stuff, is that when you get into this stuff, it is more finding the best ways for what you can do best, and
Yeah.
how can I do it every day. And if I because I want to be doing it every day, and if I get into a site type of workout that I feel like, I'm taking a day off, and like that can set me back, and I fall into another day off, and then another day off, and then
Yeah.
I'm out of it. And like, this is a very simple thing. And I got my buddy Ryan Bueno, who is also actively hitting it, and he's a masters golfer here in the Pensacola area, and like, we just talk back and forth. So that's been huge. So those are the main thing. Well, as a somewhat disc golf related, is like, I am working on being super positive every time I go out and play disc golf. So that's like
Yeah.
kind of mentally just getting myself to understand that you're going to miss putts, you're going to throw bad shots, those things are going to happen. Don't let them turn you into the person you don't want to be. You still have every opportunity in that moment to be the person you want to be. And I think the people around you will like you more for you miss a putt, you don't rage, get mad, or do anything weird. They can respect it more, and that's something that I'm adamantly striving for. So
Dude,
yeah,
I'm gonna insert the standing ovation clip right there because like seriously, everything at the latter end of that, it rings so true to me. You said a
yeah,
bunch of things that are interesting to me and I want to touch on and ask about.
let's do
So
it.
I'm gonna try and do it quick. First, I think it's so sick that you're going for the bigger van. You're talking about trying to kind of set up shop. I think it's really
Hmm.
cool to sort of be able to have your transportation also turn into like a hub for people to
Hmm.
come link up with you and Tina because you guys do a lot outside
Hmm.
of just playing disc golf, right? So I think
Totally.
that's super cool. I was gonna ask on the running thing. I remember watching your Instagram when you were like first starting and you hit 100 days and you were crazy. Is it like it's like 6:30 something
Yeah,
now?
so 620s right now. I think today's like
6:20.
622,
Yeah,
so it's wild.
yeah, I
Yeah.
follow along and I remember like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, is six, does that mean he's still damn this dude's still running? And I
Doing
just
it.
think
I mean,
stick with it, man.
it's great. It's 10 minutes minimum a day. So on the days that it's like, oh, it's a long travel day, or like whatever the case may be, I've had so much going on. I can run around a hotel for 10 minutes and do
Yeah.
laps around a hotel. Like I can do that. I can do it anytime. So I can give myself 10 minutes. And then when I have more time, it's like, cool, go on a 20 to 30-minute run.
Yeah.
Do it. Like there's nothing wrong with that. And if you're gonna go on a shorter run, you can push it a little bit harder. Like those getting a little bit more out of my days is been really important. And
That's cool.
it's been pretty cool. Yeah.
I think that disc golf kind of, or at least for me, like starting to play disc golf, and I had always played team sports aside from skateboarding. I was a super serious like skateboarding kid when I was,
Nice.
teen and
Same.
up to, 18 probably. But anyway, I
Sure.
think that playing disc golf really does work on this sort of like individualized thinking, and it makes you more disciplined in that. And you had
Hmm.
mentioned like not wanting to slip into skipping one day because that could turn into the next, and recognizing those patterns and having that mental strength and discipline, I think is awesome.
Oh yeah.
So move on to my next question, talking about something that's strictly Eric. What
Hmm.
is an artist, song, or album that's in heavy rotation for you lately?
I tend to lean heavily on some trance artists, and I think the one that I always fall back on is Giuseppe Ottaviani.
Okay.
He's amazing, and it's the type of music I love driving to.
Say the
Uh,
last name again.
Ottaviani, Giuseppe
Ottaviani.
Ottaviani. He's
Okay.
so good. My favorite song is called Panama. If you ever listen to it, listen to the
Okay.
extended version of Panama. It hits so good. He has a YouTube of him building the song itself, because like how trance artists usually work, they like layer things on and have a cool little kind of rhythm to it, and then they just keep adding, and then it just you can see, like having listened to the song religiously, I was able to see him like do it in real time. It was really really rad. And um yeah, he's always a person that I keep in heavy rotation of like, there's been some other artists like Manchester Orchestra, which is a band that Tina and I are super, super fans of, and we just pop it on every once in a while, just while we're cooking or something, and that's always in the mix. But I got to go with Geo always.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check them out. Oh yeah, and then my third question, and this is not necessarily music related, but
Hmm.
what's something, and not disc golf related either, please. What's something else that you just seem to not be able to get enough of these days?
Let me think. Yeah, I mean, I would put it in the realm of like I'm such a WoW head. Like I play classic WoW,
Okay.
and we have Old War coming out, so that's like I guess like all I've been researching and stuff like that. And it's like for me as a nerd, like it just I eat it up, and it's consumed me a little bit. And then if we're talking other stuff, like I've Tina and I are huge kombucha drinkers, so I've been chugging away on that. That's what I got right here. So a
Nice.
little nice little hum kombucha to
Yeah.
almost I'll be looking to break my and start my fast here soon. So it's like I guess like it's a combination of those things: fasting, booch, wow, and obviously spending time with my wife. Like it all culminates into just this amazing thing. So I'm happy. I'm part of like not looking forward to going on the road because I'm loving what we have going on, but at the same time, I'm super excited to go on the road because it means playing tournaments again. It means traveling and seeing all these cool places and doing things and being around some of the fans, the friends, that different type of family. So, even though Tina's going to be staying home for the majority of the year, but she's still going to come out for some amazing events, and we talk every day. So we still feel super connected. So it's great.
I also actually had a hum kombucha today. Strawberry
Nice.
lemonade.
Yeah, this is the mixed berry. Strawberry lemonade is a good one.
Yeah,
Love it.
I got it. My fiance bought me a kombucha brewing kit last year, and I used the same
Nice.
SCOBY for like 9 months, and I was
That's
brewing
rad.
my own kombucha all the time. And as it got colder around here, it was just kind of hard to keep fermentation up to temperature and
Believe it.
like that.
I
But
believe
anyway,
it.
I kind of like was picking up this vibe from you as soon as I said the thing about what can you not get enough of, and the things that we kind of already touched on. It seems like you just are being really intentional about like this wellness thing, between the running bit, you're drinking probiotics, or you're worried about your gut health, you're drinking kombucha, you're doing this intermittent fasting. How long do you go? I know like some people just do 24 hours, some people go hardcore.
I'm doing it's either 18/6 or 16/8. I think I stay in that window where it's like, if we're not going to cook dinner by 5 or 6 o'clock, then cool, I'll go a couple extra hours and know that I can push to 12 or 1 the next day just to get that fast fully in. And yeah, I as I'm in my mid 30s, like, if I want to keep playing this sport at the high level, I have to do more.
Yeah.
I don't have the metabolism that a Gannon Burr has. I mean, I'm pretty sure that dude could house an entire McDonald's and he wouldn't even show it with his metabolism, because he's
#blessed.
Yeah, right. So, or Calvin Heimberg, who's a little bit older, he eats just as much as I do, but I show it, he doesn't. So it's in that realm of I need to do more, and thinking about it as trying to stay relative and trying to stay competitive. That if I take care of my body and I start to understand how that all works more, and I have better body control, that gives me an advantage over those who aren't doing it. And I think that it's going to be a continuous trend of those. We're all going to be leaning towards becoming more and more in the realm of athletes. Like, we are to an extent, but going deeper with it, going farther with it. Like, I watched a couple soccer documentaries about teams like Leeds and Sunderland and different things like that, and I'm watching the players that are in their 30s and talking about how hard they're training and what they're doing, and I'm like, I am not even close. So that to me is like, okay, cool. Rest and recovery are going to be a huge part of that, but taking care of ourselves, stretching, working out, doing all those things to give myself the best opportunity to be healthy. Because if my body is ready for it, it's all about, then it's just my mind needs to be ready. And when those two things click, I know that I have potential to be pushing up the charts at any given weekend. And that's, where I'd like to be.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying it's make or break if I don't get there. I want it. It's a part of that want. I'm not expecting it by any means, because everything has to kind of come in place for all those things to happen.
Right on. So talking about just kind of like all the personal routine, or the good things that you have in place at home right now, you mentioned, and then trying to get ready to get on the road and prepare yourself for hopefully being able to maintain these disciplines and some of the sort of healthier stuff. Do you have any plans in place for like making sure that you can sort of just, not to say stick with it, but just keep up with it?
Sure. I think that's what with the workouts that I've been doing are very body weight oriented. I have one 25-pound dumbbell. I actually have two, but I'm only using one for all the exercises that I'm doing, which can easily fit in the van. I have a yoga mat. It's like, and a foam roller and a lacrosse ball. It's like, I can bring that with me. I can bring that into a hotel room or an Airbnb or something like that. So that is part of the goal, is like getting into a gym is something that I could do, and I know I can do, but
are you going to
what
be
happens
able to
if there's
maintain that?
And so I'm trying to build that foundation of, this is easily repeatable. This is easily doable. And, I'm doing foam rolling, and this has been the goal, is anywhere from 4 to 6 exercises 2 times through, you know, and different types of reps and changing it up of things that I've done with disc golf strong. And then some shoulder stability, and then breathing to finish. And
Yeah.
I know that I can do that. And it's very simple for me to go, okay, instead of 2 times through, let's do 4 or 5 exercises 3 times through. And that's making it harder. That's going a little bit more. So it's like, it's easy to shift that to going harder when I can. And it's easy to go 4 sets, 2 times through, easy when I know I've had a tough day. And I want to use it as a form of recovery, because, disc golf strong has put a lot of stuff and exercises in place where I know that doing some cat camels or rocking or uh, just side torso rotations and stuff like that, it's like those are all exercises that I could say I could do on a tournament day, after a tournament, but it's strengthening me, but it's also helping me recover.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's the kind of options that I'm trying to explore. And I've been working with my buddy Bueno. As as we get closer to February, we're going to start treating a couple weekends like their tournaments, where we go play on a Friday, we go play on a Saturday, we go play on a Sunday, we score the rounds, and I, plan my runs and my meals around whenever we're going to play, and plan my exercises after that to see how I'm feeling, and to see if, like, how fasting feels as well on those days as well. So I can have a better idea of what everything looks like. So I know that I'm not walking into a tournament and I decided to fast, and then by the 12th hole, I'm just like completely
Famished.
out of energy. Yeah, and that's a bad thing. So that's why we're gonna look
I
to
did
prepare
this to
before.
me.
I did it to myself, exactly. So that's, I think, a cool thing that we're going to explore. And yeah, just treat it as a way. And it's good that I have Goat Hill and Vegas as well. Goat Hill as a warm up, Vegas as the first tournament, the big one of the year, as like to also test it, because you know it's just like, I don't know, it's courses I know, so I
Yeah,
think I'll feel comfortable out there, and I won't have to do as much prep. But
cool.
I'm gonna be ready to hit it hard, so it's gonna be good.
When you're fasting, I know some people allow themselves coffee. Do you do any birdie fuel while you're fasting?
Oh yeah, black
Okay.
coffee to start the morning always. I've had a couple nights where I've had some tea with Tina, which has been nice, and sleepy time tea to help me go to bed.
Yeah, right
Uh,
on.
so yeah, coffee to me is totally in the realm. I'm using an application called Simple that is like coffee and stuff like that. As long as I'm not tossing any cream or sugar, which I do my coffee black now.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
thanks to Birdie Fuel, getting the
Okay.
s'mores flavored is that good. Is the reason I was able to transition to black coffee, and now I can do black coffee any brand or type.
All right, and then I want to bring it back a little bit to you're talking about like recovery stuff, and you're talking
Hmm.
about just disc golfers orienting themselves more as athletes. I think that we're seeing that just in general a whole lot more with stuff like Disc Golf Strong coming out, with
Hmm.
people like Ricky who are nonstop showing us their kind of behind the scenes routines and
Sure.
recovery. And all that physical stuff is really, really cool. For me, one thing that was really tough on in the game was the mental part of it for me.
Yeah.
I've told you a little bit, and I've definitely been very open book with my followers and stuff on Instagram and here on YouTube. But I got introduced to disc golf by a bunch of really good buddies and sort of just started playing competitive immediately. And it
Yeah.
took a lot of the fun out of it because I was holding myself to this like really high standard.
Sure.
Now I'm playing C tiers and I'm in my mid 30s and I have a day job and a son. So, the stakes aren't as high,
Hmm.
but in my mind, right, I have these standards set. And as I've sort of gone through this happy with par movement, um,
Hmm.
you know, I feel like it should have been a birdie, but it could have been a bogey. So be happy with par. That's kind of a simple little thing that I've used. And then you hear a lot of people say, like, you need to have a short memory in disc golf, like get over the shot. Don't
Hmm.
be pissed off until you get to your lie, until you actually see it.
Hmm.
And you mentioned a little bit earlier too about, maybe missing a putt, kind of getting pissed off, and then you
Hmm.
make your friends uncomfortable. I've
Yeah,
been there, I've done that.
we've all
What are
done it.
some mental cues or just what are some things that you've done to sort of like try and flip that switch and remind yourself to either have fun or just kind of like let go of the mistakes and the stuff that didn't go as planned?
I think it's grasping that you're only in control of like the disc this far out of your hand, not much. And once it's out there, if you were confident in the moment and you went through your routine and did everything you were supposed to, that's all you can control. Everything else is out of your control. Um, so often in disc golf, we talk like more the mistakes that are made are generally decision based, where I didn't read the wind well, I chose the wrong disc, or I chose the wrong angle. But if I know in the moment that I committed to the shot, the disc, the angle, the everything, and then I realize as it's flying, I made a mistake, then I can be okay with that. Just
Yeah.
simply because I was confident and stuck with my gut and went with it, I have to accept the result now. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of points of making decisions as well. Of I have a putt at OB. I can easily lay this up. I could easily lay this up. If I'm running it, be okay with the result no matter what. Also
Yeah.
telling myself that I'm going to make the putt is a part of that process before that, but knowing that no matter what, when you're throwing a shot, be okay with the result no matter what, because you might park it and you might jam the putt. So be okay with that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like super stoked. You can be super stoked. You can all of that. I love being hyped. So that's one part of it. Another thing is having good ways to just reset your mind whenever you have a bad shot. Have something you can do to help just reset you back to zero. You can have a moment. I'm fine. I am never going to be um, upset or feel like somebody's impacting me if they throw a shot, it hits a tree, and they just go, ah, and they like get a little
Yeah.
frustrated, and then they walk off the pad, and then I don't have, and then at that point I don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
Great. If all the way down the fairway they're continuing to talk about it, now I'm going to start having an issue with it, because it's like, dude, like stop talking so negatively. Like, there's like,
Yeah.
it's fine. You hit a tree. Like, it happens. There's trees everywhere on wooded courses. You're like bound to hit a tree. So that kind of stuff. And I've been that guy that is walking and talking down the fairway. So I'm trying to be more of the like, ah, dang it, I felt good, but it hit a tree. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
And like in that moment, just having my 1 or 2 seconds and then letting it go.
Yeah.
So
I think I can relate with that so much too, man. And the kind of like committing to the shot. And if it goes wrong past that, it's like, let it be. Let it
what
be.
am I going to
Because
do now?
man, disc golf is I don't catching me in the moment. Maybe somebody's gonna hop in the comments and like break it down, but so many variables in this game. It's like there's so many things that could go slightly wrong and make it kind of rough for you. So
Totally.
yeah,
I've seen players, and it's happened to me, and I've seen players who aren't really making bad decisions, but are having bad results. And that's just like, what are you supposed to do in that moment? It's like, you might as well keep throwing. I got
yep,
that one
tough
from
break, my
AJ.
guy.
Yeah, it's like, simply put, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just how it is.
Yeah, it just be like that sometimes. These
It do.
sayings don't exist for no reason.
Exactly, but it do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was cool. I'm stoked that you were able to spare a couple minutes to chit chat.
Dude,
Actually,
it was great
I don't
questions. I loved it.
cool, man. Yeah, I just like I said, I really do think that for me, disc golf has been I know that I have skills here, and it's
Sure.
every time that I take it too seriously or I get in my head, that's when I play so bad.
Yeah,
It's like you're just weighing yourself down. So
totally.
get over it.
Here's like a bit that I've worked on. It's like, first thing is, par is good. It's the same thing happy with par. I say that all the time on tour. Par is good. It's not great. You're probably still losing strokes, but par is good. If you're taking bogeys, and sometimes you need to eat a bogey, but if you're not
Uh,
just like causing bogeys to happen because you could have easily saved par and you decided to try and still save birdie, and it causes you to take a bogey, that's when we're having bad decisions. But
yeah,
um
you decided to play Jackie Chan golf, brother.
totally right.
Be your own stunt man. We running it.
Yep. So yeah, and just being able to recognize that you have to eliminate expectations, because you never know what tournament is going to be your weekend.
Yeah.
You really don't. Like, even I think the top level players, can start to believe it. The Pauls, the Eagles, the Ricks, the Simons, the Vinnies, they can go out believing that they're going to win a tournament. But for the rest of players, they need to put themselves in the right mindset to be ready to have their weekend.
Mhm.
And you aren't sure when that is going to happen. So having the expectation that you're going to win this tournament can be good, but it also can be the darkest of evils that you ever face, because one person wins every weekend.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
not many people are winning, and that, especially on the Pro Tour. So I highly encourage to drop your expectations, but be ready. Do all the things to do what Aaron Gossage did at Worlds.
Yeah.
He
That was incredible.
He was ready to win Worlds because he just was throwing the disc better than he had all season. He was making his putts, which has sometimes been a not his strong suit, but he was able to just kind of seize that moment. And by when it got late, he probably was starting to believe that he could do it, and that was incredible to see. So that's a big part of eliminating those expectations and getting out of the way yourself, and just being ready to take whatever disc golf is going to give you. And sometimes that's 25th place, sometimes that's third, sometimes that's 80th.
Yeah.
Whatever. You learn from it. If you're an 80th, understand that 25th is probably pretty solid, and then that podium finish is sick. So
yeah, I like that too. And you touched on something that I've used myself as people have talked to me about my brand. Like I said, I'm playing local tournaments. I'm MA1 player. I play an open every once in a while, and people have kind of messed with me, and they're like, if you're happy with par, you're not going to win any of these tournaments. And I'm like, you never know. Throwing even sometimes is, but we get into this thing, and I say, I'm not lowering my standards here at all. I want to throw birdies, right? And I'm gonna take par on some holes, but it's not about lowering standards. It's about reevaluating expectations, like recognizing when you're in that moment, like, okay, yep, there's a lot that's getting wacky, and like that first place, that's probably out of the realm of possibility right now. But like to finish in maybe top 15 isn't. So reevaluate these expectations, and even more than that, like just have fun. I've also been thinking since yesterday, I watched Chandler Fry's Mental Health Monday. He just got back from Uganda and was talking about, one of the things he mentioned there was, just kind of talking about coming back to America and recognizing almost immediately this view of like what we don't have, where he was hanging out with a bunch of kids over there who were just stoked on what they did have. And, it's a game.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not, Paul Macbeth and you and all you pros that are doing this for a living out on the road are going to see that a little bit differently, but still it's a game. Like you're playing a game for a living. So yeah, that was sick. Before I run out of time here, thank you so much for real. And before I run out of time, I wanted to bring up one last thing. I'm Team Clash this year.
Same, let's go.
I got my first ambassadorship or sponsorship or whatever, but nonetheless, I am Team Clash USA. You just announced that you're going to be Team Clash USA. We knew it when the Spice was coming out. You're following up a deal with Thought Space again this year. You got Infinite again this year, correct? So those are, so tell me, I want to know about Clash. Tell me about your like introduction to Clash and just how that all happened and how excited you are for this season.
It was Bobby Brown working for them. He's somebody I worked a lot with Dynamic Discs when we were both a part of that company, and he just kind of got me the introduction. He got me some of the discs. I tested them out, loved them, then went over and chatted with Randy and the owners, and it just all kind of fell into place as, hey, they see value in what I'm doing and my promotional material and the how much I can get behind something and create a following for it. And that's how the Spice kind of came to be. And I was already bagging Clash discs before I was really signing with them. The popcorn immediately made my bag. The berry quickly made my bag. The pepper was an instant mainstay as something that I could use as a utility disc. And quickly found more and more uses. So then easily being able to bag the spice was when being able to create a disc was awesome. And I just filmed today. I filmed kind of a more in-depth review that's going to go on the Whale Pants channel. So that'll be worth the watch and is awesome. So it's just it's a really great opportunity, and I see this as a company that is very forward thinking and wants to have a really solid impact on the sport. So I, you know, being able to support that is awesome, and being able to see that they take value in the people who are ready to hustle
Yeah,
and
yeah,
grind and do it, is awesome to me. It's not just about go and win. It's about, hey, make the sport better. Be
yeah,
a great person and
yeah.
talk about the discs in a positive way and be this person that people want to talk to. All of that kind of comes together as this really, really cool thing that they're doing. So super thankful. And the fact that they they saw that in me is pretty great. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
very
It
lucky.
feels good, doesn't it?
It really does. It truly does.
Well, I'm stoked to be able to say that I'm your teammate this year. I think
Hey
that you
man.
do put out some really awesome content. I mean, it makes
Thank you.
sense why they would pick you. I remember a while back, it was probably when I was like first getting into disc golf. I saw the video of like you and Simon singing Frozen or something
Yep.
in the van, and I was just like, all right, I'm following this guy.
Love it. Thank
So
you, man. Appreciate
yeah,
it.
man, putting out the cool content like that, just being somebody that's a positive personality to help
Hmm.
grow the sport, and remind people to have fun, and doing that through the material or whatever that you're
Love
putting
it.
out.
All
So
about it, Anthony. That's awesome, man.
cool, man. I appreciate you taking the time to chit chat once again. And yeah, I'm gonna get this edited up, pop it
Sweet.
on online, and can't wait to see you on tour this year, man. Wish you best of luck.
Thanks, man. Appreciate your time. Have a
Cool.
good one.
All right, Eric, take care.
Cheers.
See ya.